So where we're going to start in terms of what we're going to go over is I want to show you a replay. And the replay mostly just being mid lane. This was me playing mid lane in a lower elo, just kind of messing around. But
Okay.
what we're going to go over specifically is I want you to call out things that you see at points when I stop this video, because part of what we're teaching here is League at its core is a game of pattern recognition, right? And
Mhm.
what that means is when you can start recognize the patterns of what's good and what's bad, in a laning phase, whether it's you or somebody else, it's what helps you clean up your own gameplay. That's why VOD reviews are so important once you know what you're trying to work on, right?
Mhm.
Okay, so as you can see here, I'm attacking this minion, right? I put 3 autos on this minion, then I start autoing this minion. Why do
I
you
think his
think...
thing's freezed. Oh, you paused it.
Yeah, so why do you think I started damaging this and then transitioned over here?
Hmm. Because you wanted to try to attack the main one, and then once the other minions got the other one lower to switch, and plus you used your orb.
Correct, right? So what I did is I applied damage to all 3. I got this one to like half health, then stopped because I know that it's taking primary aggro, and I'm starting to prep the next minion. Now what this means is what I've done in just the first 2 seconds of lane is I've set up this minion to last hit, and then
Mhm.
I know that this will get lower faster than this one. So 1, this minion. 2, I can trade and zone. Then 3, I can pick up this minion. So
Yeah.
I've sequenced my play so that I'm able to pressure the MF off of the CS and
Mhm.
also take advantage of trying to get level 2 first, right? So that
Yeah.
we can have like a more aggressive lane state. Now you can do this with any champion, right? So you can see here, I'm here. Now I don't push up to pressure as much as I probably should have, but now I know that she has E, and I know that I'm gonna get level 2 first, right? And now that I know
Mhm.
she has E, what are you seeing here?
You're trying to apply pressure to her, but also try to cut off her from trying to kill the. Well, before that, probably trying to kill that minion.
Yeah, yeah, exactly, right? I know that she's going for this minion, right? So it's exactly what you said. I'm gonna apply pressure. Now, normally, pushing up into your enemy's wave and trading anywhere in this area would be a no-no, right?
Mhm.
Why in this instance is it okay?
Well, so Fortune started with her E.
Mm-hmm.
So realistically, she doesn't have as much damage as she
Correct.
would, and she bought Dorian's ring.
Correct. Yes.
So overall, she's just weaker.
Yeah,
Plus,
exactly.
your orb is really close, and you have your
Mm-hmm.
pretty much have your Q.
Exactly. And worst case scenario, I tank 1 minion here, right?
Yeah.
So she doesn't have a stacked wave to actually help her here. Good, you're noticing these things, right?
Hmm?
So I can take this trade because I'm more than happy to. And now, because she wants to extend the trade back, right? I have minion advantage, and I can take a longer trade, and I have phase rush to get out, right? Now, let's talk about, like, we'll just kind of play this out, and you tell me what you're seeing here.
Well, the melee minions are set back from the caster minions farther
Mm-hmm.
because it's because it's targeting your one caster minion. Is that means she can't push up as far?
Correct. Now, why am I able to position up like this right now? Even if I don't auto her, why is it okay for me to do this?
Well, she's backing up. She used a heal pod, so there naturally goes one sustain, and plus she's seems kind of scared, honestly.
Think less about her right now and look at the wave.
But you're kind of in like the
Yeah.
middle-ish.
The most important thing that I want you to kind of take away from this positioning right now is the fact that none of
Mhm.
my minions need to be last hit. So I have a certain timer that I'm working on, right? Where
Mhm.
until these minions get low enough to last hit, I can do whatever I want. I could stand back here and do nothing, but I know she took E level 1 and she's going APMF, so I'm not gonna stand back here. I'm gonna pressure.
Okay.
So always think about your trading in terms of your last hits, right? So I'm setting up my
Yeah.
last hit. Now, I have no last hits, right? So because I have no
Mhm.
last hits, I can go in. And then as soon as I get a little trade and my last hits are coming back up, I back off. Now we'll do it again. No last hits, look for a trade. It's not there. Get my last hit, go in, right? It's
Yeah.
always last hit, then look for a trade. Last hit, then look for a trade.
Okay.
Now, here's the most important thing. Now, quite often in your games so far, you've been giving the push as Anivia, and that's totally fine. There's nothing wrong with that, especially with her MR going down and her AP scaling going down on her E. She's not a super oppressive early game champion. Orianna can be in certain matchups, so it's a little different. But what's
Oh, so
important
they're
here,
nerfing her E then?
huh?
They said they're nerfing the E?
Just the AP scaling, which is not a big deal.
Okay.
Now, as soon as I get any amount of prio, right? Because I'm not trying to trade right here. It's far too close to tower, right?
Yeah.
So what we're doing is we're just taking our prio and we're immediately using it for vision. Now, something that's really important is it's 225. Now, right around 230, always, 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 at 230 to 2 minutes,
Mhm.
the jungler is transitioning either this way or this way. If they're 3 camping, it's going to be around 2 minutes. If they're full clearing, it's going to be around 230. So when I put this ward down, and I'll take that stuff off the screen, what does that tell you? You tell me where Nidalee is right now.
She's probably at She's probably at Wolves or transitioning between the two towers.
Yeah, right? Because it's 2 minutes, 230, and her chickens are still up, right?
Or she's taking his red, one or the other.
Or she's taking his red, right?
Mhm.
So, now, let's watch. Because this is important, because now I'm pushed up by tower. I still want to pressure, but I want to be safe about it. So you can see I'm hugging this side specifically, right? You made a good
Yeah.
point with the quadrants, right? Quadrant 1, quadrant 2. I'm going to hug quadrant 1 because even if Nidalee is on this side, right?
Mhm.
What else is on this side?
Yarvin. Yeah, what do we call him?
Exactly, Jarvan. So this is my strong side. So I want to play to my strong side. So you saw the entire time I was playing the beginning of this lane, I was positioning over here, right? Moving up and
Mhm.
around over here. As soon as I know that this is my weak side, I transition over.
Yeah. Okay.
Now, a lot of the things we're talking about right now, like I'm doing intuitively just because, I have more practice. But the important thing is that we start like noticing these things, right?
Mhm.
And now, what do we see?
Nidalee's taking the Raptors.
Okay. What else do you see on the screen? Let's talk through everything.
Well, Fortune's now level 3, so now she can do stuff.
Yeah,
Officially.
she's level 3.
Scuttle's about to spawn.
Scuttle's about to spawn, right? But we know Nidalee is rotating down for this Scuttle most likely. J4 is
Yeah.
rotating for this one. So I shouldn't have to go to a Scuttle fight, right?
Mhm. Hopefully.
There's one other thing, not mini-map related, that's really key here.
Your orb is in the top right. That's probably the most, major problem, right?
Nope, it's the cannon. This
Oh.
cannon in the next 6 seconds is all this MF wants, right? Now,
Yeah.
I don't need to kill MF here, but if I can pressure her enough to pull the jungler in, and I have phase rush and I can run out this way, I have the opportunity to cut Nidalee's tempo and completely break MF's mental, right?
Yeah.
Because this MF is probably already really annoyed,
Mhm.
So you'll see here what I start doing is you can see how I'm positioning. I'm positioning super far up. I'm putting the ball in the way. She can have the cannon, but I'm going to punish her for it, right? And now,
Yeah.
let's go back just a second here. What do you know about this lane state right now? What's going to happen?
Well, most likely Nidalee is going to come from the right, from behind you.
Think
The
less
right
about
corner.
Nidalee right now, and think just wave state. What's going to happen with these minions based on what you see?
Well, they're probably going to crash the tower if you stay at
No,
this moment.
they
Oh.
won't. And you want to know why? Because there are 5 casters alive. This one's not taking aggro. Maybe I kill it. But there's a 4 caster advantage. MF is going to eliminate this. So these minions, because they're all closer and clumped, are going to aggro 1 minion at a time and burn them down. And now MF has a wave that's shoving out.
Okay.
So the worst thing I could do in this position, right, is kill these minions.
Yeah.
Right?
Mhm.
Okay. So you'll see that I kind of start playing with that in mind. I take my ball back. I start giving her space. You know, I'm matching her autos just so she can't build a massive slow push. But we're being very patient, right? I'm going to do a little damage to her. But I want her to auto this wave. I want her to auto this wave. I want to give her all this space to play with. And MF now realizes I'm screwed.
Mhm.
She's like, crap, I can't push out. And J4 is rotating over, right?
Yeah.
So now, look at this. Look at this. She can't do anything, right?
Yeah.
We can stand here and there's no response. She can't do anything at all. She misses all of this XP, all of this gold. Now, if we fast forward a little bit, I'm not gonna get into like all of the specifics and everything. Need to just show you trying to find, here it is. We have an entire kill and level worth of it. We have a 600 gold lead as of right now on this MF at 4 minutes.
Mhm.
Okay, and then I think I can skip forward a little bit more here, and we should be able to see it at some point here. I have to hit tab eventually, and you can see every time I get prio, I'm pushing up, and I'm just trying to keep track of the Nidalee. Because the more I keep track of the Nidalee, the more I can pressure. Now, as Anivia, you might not want to move up that far. I would recommend maybe placing wards in areas like this, areas like here. You know, because it's very rare that a jungler is going to take a path like this to gank you, you know?
Mhm.
So getting wards in these key checkpoints right around here is going to be more beneficial for you on Anivia when you do end up getting prio. Or if you're playing against something really annoying like a Sylas or a Katarina that you know is going to want to roam, you try to get a ward right here because then you'll be able to spot them when they transition out, and you'll be able to ping either your jungler or your lanes in these areas.
Okay.
Okay, I'm just trying to skip ahead here. I don't know where it is. It's probably somewhere around 10 minutes. I know I hit tab again at some point. Let's see how long it takes me to hit tab in this game.
You're not gonna do it for the rest of the game.
Probably not, it seems. Okay, wait. I did it. We just gotta go back a little bit and play it out here. Alright. Do you see what this pressure created?
Yeah.
Right? So that's what we're looking for with the Anivia. We're looking to take that good understanding of the champion that you already have and just kind of hold it. Now, something that's really important is Ori's key ability to help her escape is her E. It's the only way to recall her ball. So even though I was level 3 and I had a point in my E, For 5 minutes, did you see me use my E at all?
No.
No, because I need this ability in case something goes wrong. I want you to think about Anivia's Q in the same way. If you're playing into a Yone, Talon, a Zed, anything that has a Fizz, anything that has that kind of go button where they can jump on you, a Diana, right?
Mhm.
That's what happened to you the other day when we were watching your VOD, right? You would use that Q, and then after you use that Q, immediately they would snap on you because your only key ability was down.
Yeah.
So it's perfectly fine for you to just trade CS and trade autos if they walk into your wave and throw E's, you know, if necessary. Because once you get 6, something that high level Anivia players will do is they'll just use their R and their wall, and then they'll just throw their E, and they'll save their Q. Because
Okay.
if I wall you, right, and we'll
Mhm.
just draw this out for now, right? If this is let me switch here real quick and we'll okay. So let's say you're here, right? And
Yeah.
they're here, right? You can
Mhm.
wall right here, put your R down, and then your Q is guaranteed, right?
Yeah.
Because once they're slowed, they can't dodge it. But quite often, what I was seeing when we were watching your gameplay earlier is it was always Q and then everything followed up to it. And the difficult thing with that is you're putting so much pressure on yourself to land one ability or botch the entire interaction, right?
Yeah.
So that's food for thought, something to kind of think about. So I just wanted to take a little time to look at this so that we could kind of identify some of the ways that like what we were talking about, it's sometimes hard for people to visualize what that looks like when you're completely you know, executing all of those things. A lot of people are like, well, how is this actually going to help me win lane? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right? So I think when you see it executed and you see all of it tied together, you go, "Oh, okay. This is how we apply that like, wow, oppressive mid laner pressure with all these little micro abilities that we're working on." So I see you're in a custom. What's
Yeah. I just want to see if it worked
okay?
because it said someone with Vanguard earlier, and yeah, you know how it goes.
Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. Okay. So part of the reason that I want to see you try some solo queue is just because
Mhm.
flex is very volatile in the way where your teammates coordinate. And I think sometimes what that leads to is I think sometimes the reason you run from like lane to lane and you leave CS or you roam on bad timers is because you're playing in a flex queue, so you expect that teamwork. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's not necessarily a bad thing, but it's something that like in solo queue we want to refine a little bit. Now I am seeing here that like in a 26-minute game, I would love it if your CS was over 200, but this is still better
Mhm.
than what we saw initially, right? I think
Yeah.
if we go back, a couple days here, right, 32-minute game, 28-minute game, 100 CS, 35-minute game, 165 CS. Okay, 156 at 28 minutes, much better. 122, but 23 minutes, 135, that's great. 32, 169, a little
Mhm.
bit better. 26, 174, I like that, right? So,
Yeah.
have you, while we've been practicing these things, have you felt like you're hitting those item spikes a little quicker?
Mhm.
Okay. How would you feel like that is translating to your early game and mid game right now?
Well, I'm still getting used to buying tier and rod before a malignant, so it's been kind of feeling kind of weird.
Okay.
But
Do you
overall, I could stay in lane like forever.
Okay, that's good. And because we're staying in lane forever, just adjusting the volume on my music a little bit here. Because we're staying in lane forever, do you notice the benefit to that is you're getting way more gold?
Yeah.
Okay. Good. Good, good, good. All right. So, what we're going to do is now we're going to watch you a little bit. And I want, right, because we kind of, we're working on your pattern recognition. Something that happens quite too often in League when you're learning things is it's like, well, I watched a video and they said to do this, and like, I know what that is. But then you get in a game and you don't notice when you're not doing the thing you just learned about, you know? It's really easy to see something and be like, oh yeah, I totally understand. But then it's much harder in the moment to identify when things are a little wonky. Are you playing bot lane this game? You are. We're not gonna watch this. Do you normally support Anivia? Hello? Hello? Beyblade, I think your mic died.
Kind of, yeah. Oh. Oh,
Oh,
Lord have mercy.
okay, I can hear you now.
Oh, well, oh, there we go.
There we go. Okay, I can hear you now. Great. Alright, let's see
Okay.
this one. Alright, here you're mid, so we'll watch this one. And against a Zed, that's great. This is gonna be really, really good to review. This is a super good matchup for Anivia, if you play it correctly. Okay. So, we are going to take Fog of War, and we're going to put it to your side. And what we're going to do as we watch this is we're going to talk about, firstly, what is your strategy going into this game? And when we talk about strategy, there's 3 things you have to be aware of. You have to be aware of who your jungler is, your mid lane matchup, and then the potential support roam, right? Those are the 3 things I want you to start identifying every game. Is this a good gank angle? Like,
Oh, you're not sharing your screen.
Oh, I'm not? Oopsies. Alright, let me fix that real quick. Alright. I thought I was. Apologies.
Oh, that's alright.
Okay, did it minimize when we were going over the other stuff, or was it still up?
Well, I've minimized entirely.
Oh, when we were going over the Oriana gameplay?
Oh, no, not the Oriana game.
Okay,
no.
okay, good. Okay, so, here. Is this a good gank angle? Like, in this, if this is a 1v2, can you guys kill Zed?
As of right now, no.
Just throughout the game. Don't think level 1. Don't overthink it. Just like in general, I would say this is like a 50-50, you know?
Yeah.
Like maybe yes, maybe no. Okay.
Well, I didn't know what ability he took, so that was like the whole...
Yeah. We're not thinking about level 1. No one's going to gank your lane level 1, right? So we're just thinking about like levels 1 through 6. Is there kill pressure? Kind of. Not really. It's you know, give or take. Okay, so what about them? How much kill pressure do they have?
they have a lot.
I would say they have a lot more. Yeah, I'd say probably like 75-25, right? Like, they're a little bit scarier. Now, in a 2v2, who's going to win? I don't know.
Probably us. We have more CS and...
Yeah, it could go either way here. I would say this is a good 50-50 matchup. Now, the other thing is, I'm not really scared about this guy roaming. I'm not worried about this guy roaming. They're both going to be useless. However, you do have to pay attention to Shen'Alt, because if Zed ult's on top of you with Shen'Alt, this tower is not so safe anymore, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so when you look at this matchup, I'm going to say it, but if you waste this ability, you are dead, right?
Yeah.
So that's what we got to keep in mind as we watch this. Okay, so let's play out this lane and let's see how you do it. Okay, I see you kind of using... Alright. So I think your intention here was to hit him and the wave and secure the last hit. So I like the intention. Okay. Now you can auto him here because he's pushing up, but I think you should be more aggressive. I think you should put more autos on him, right? You got one auto here to get that minion, but he's still in range. He used his Q. You whack him, whack him, whack him, and then you can always kite back, right? He has. I mean, if he flash ignites you right now, great. You still have egg. You know what I mean? It's just completely troll. All right. Now let's see how we play this out. All right. What do we know right now?
He has no Q.
He has no Q. Good. I just want to make sure we're paying attention to those things. Okay, we're doing a little bit better with the last hits. All right. Now, what should we be trying to do right now?
We should be trying to move up a little more to the middle because he uses Q. And we have the level advantage.
And we have the level advantage, exactly, right? As soon as this wave arrived and you had 7 minions and he only had 6, right? We have the number advantage, which means we have the level advantage, which means we pressure up. Good. I'm glad that we are recognizing these things. Okay, so let's fast forward a little bit. Very good trade with the level advantage. I like that. Okay, so now he's 2. What do you see right now?
Kane's in the bottom.
Okay. That's really good information. What can you do right now with that information?
I can ward, or I can go shove more wave under turret, take some damage off the turret, and just kind of poke Zed a little.
Alright, so this is a good rule that I want you to keep in mind. Before 5 minutes, so anything before 5 minutes, never touch this tower.
Okay.
It is not worth it. It's completely not worth it. The chances you get a plate is like almost none, and even if you get a plate, you will destroy your tempo. So your reset will get messed up, you'll get to lane late for the next wave. Before 5 minutes, I would recommend just not touching the tower. It's going to be much more valuable to get deep vision, right, on this Raptor pit and help your Zac and your Kale, right? Because Kale is going to want to scale into late game just like you. So protecting this side of the map by keeping vision up here is way more valuable than the plate.
Plus, Kane just kind of killed his tempo, though. That's the whole...
100%, right? So now you punish him for it. You get deep vision, you punish him for it, right? And I think that's something that you'll start identifying as like those one autos, those one abilities, those one trades, that one ward. That is punishing the enemy. It's not always just, you know, getting the solo kill. Okay, so we're 3. Let me go back a little bit here. What is your plan here? There's no wrong answers.
Well, honestly, the plan is, right? Well, he was typing in all the chat the whole time, right?
Who?
I was, Zed.
Oh.
I was trying, so he was already mad, so I was just trying to...
Kind of keep the pressure
make
up.
him more mad.
Okay.
Yeah, keep him...
So you're trying to keep this guy mad, and you're trying to pull... Keep this guy mad is fine. But if you're going to stay up in this kind of pressured lane, I want you to be holding towards this quadrant so that if Kane comes, you can run away and waste his time. Kill his tempo even more, right?
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with pressuring enemies if that's what you want to do, but we have to have a plan of what we're going to do with the pressure. Because, let's be realistic. Are you going to kill this guy?
No.
No, right?
Well,
maybe. If he messes up a lot, maybe. It's not out of the question, but like as of right now, no. So if a kill isn't on the board, the next thing you can do is attract a gank. Right? There's nothing wrong with getting ganked, but you got to make sure you get out, right?
Yeah.
Okay. That's fine. Alright, so if that's our plan, nothing wrong with that. Okay, he's got no W. We're pushing up. This is fine. What's happening right now? Our Zack's invading.
His Zack's going top. He's gonna take his Kane's Raptors.
Okay. This would have been a lot easy. He probably could have taken the Raptors too had you gotten that ward down. Ooh! Okay. Let's go back a little bit here. I want to see what happens here. I'm going to click on you. Alright. Okay. I gotta ask you a question here, because we're always planning ahead. Is this more valuable on Zed right now, or is it more valuable here?
The cannon.
The cannon, right? Especially after we missed our Q, right?
Yeah.
So, you kind of want to keep that in mind, right? It's not necessarily bad to poke him with the E. I love the aggression. We just need to weigh the aggression on kind of the scales and say, all right, if we're going to be, you know, aggressive on the enemy champion, but it's going to cost us, you know, gold on a cannon or something, right? It might not be worth it. Alright, so we're only going to go for a little bit longer here. Okay. Now exactly what we said earlier happened, but what makes this difficult is the fact that you're standing over here instead of over here, right?
Yeah. And they have no minions. That's another big.
Now this is great. You turn the gank. You get first blood. Okay. In this instance, if I'm you, let's check this. You're sitting on 600 gold, right?
Yeah.
I want... This guy has no TP, right? Now, when someone doesn't take TP mid, what does that mean?
They can't come back to lane quick.
They can't come back to lane quick. So what do you want to do to this Zed right now?
I want to make him back.
You either want to make him back, or you want to
kill him.
You want to kill him, right? But you can't kill him on this health, right?
Yeah.
But what do you have?
Teleport.
Teleport. So this is your sequence. This is your optimal sequence. Hey, Zack. Spam ping. Shove this wave. Shove this wave. Shove this wave. With your Zack. Because you still have egg, right? So if this guy goes in, you kill him. That's fine. You shove this wave with Zack. You don't care about the CS right now. And the reason you don't care about the CS right now is because all you need to do is get this wave under tower. And once you get this wave under tower, what's going to happen when Zed's wave arrives?
They're going to have to attempt to push out, but it's still going to be pushing in.
Not attempt. They will push out. Waves always bounce back after they hit tower. So Zed, whether he wants to or not, has to push into you because his minions will do it after your wave hits tower.
Okay.
So what we do when we're planning ahead in this sequence, we get Zack to shove. We crash this wave. We then TP. We go back here and we base.
Yeah.
We buy our tier. We TP back with full health. And now you have all the mana in the world to harass. Zed is shoving back out. And you're standing right here with full health.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, this is 3 minutes into the game, right? I'm not expecting you to kind of make these kind of this kind of analysis, these kind of decisions right now. But these are the kind of things where it's like, teleport is an aggressive summoner spell, right? And the other thing is, if this guy, it gives you the ability to take even health trades, and then you can just get full health and come back to lane with full health, right? So like
he wasted his flash.
He wasted his flash. Wasted his ignite. So you kill him. Great, even better. Now what do we want to do? We want to shove this as fast as possible. We're using our abilities on the wave. I love it. Get as many autos in as possible. Alright, we just back off here. You don't greed for the extra minions. This is perfect. The Zed is an idiot, but this is perfect. I like your decision making here. Right? You don't roam up river and get greedy. You TP back. You've got your crystal, which I think is fine. I think speeding up your tier purchase here. Okay, so we know this guy roamed. This is where it's important. You know he doesn't have Ignite. You know he doesn't have Flash. You know he doesn't have Ult. And these people are under tower, right? They're full health. He's full health. You ping this, and you go straight to shoving this wave. Because the only way that Zed gets something out of this roam is if he catches you in transition, or if he doesn't lose a cannon minion wave.
Yeah.
So you make this extremely hard for him. You give him the multiple choice question in League of Legends, right? Everybody never has to think when there's only one question on the board, right? Kill.
Yeah.
That's his decision right now. Kill. Roam. If you come here and you shove this wave, he has to go kill, cannon. Now he has to make a decision. Maybe he fumbles. Maybe he's like, I don't know what to do. I'm an idiot. Right? And then he misses both. So make the game difficult for your lane opponent. Your biggest strength at level 6 as Anivia is every time somebody leaves lane, you can destroy a wave in like 4 seconds. You just ult the wave, shove it in. Alright, so let's watch this. Now you roam here, and you get a good chunk, right? We're fighting, we're fighting, we're fighting. Now here's the problem, right? We're gonna go back here in this entire sequence. You get some chunks off. Maybe you get a kill. But here's what I want to kind of put in perspective here, right? I think it's fine to put the ward down here because once this ward is down, you can make sure he can't get back in the lane. You can play goalie, right? If you stand right here and you play goalie, that's fine because you're still catching XP, right? Or you could stand right here with your ult on the wave and play goalie because you're Anivia, right? But let's count this up. All right, there's 6 minions here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you missed 7 minions plus a cannon with all of this going on. So you missed around 200 gold and about probably half a level worth of XP.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, you didn't know that because you were looking at the map and you were looking at the champions, but that's why it's important that we, like, always check the wave state before we make these decisions, right? Now, here, if I were you, I burn my ult on this wave, I back and grab tier.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Because then you're just speeding up your ability to stay in lane forever, right? Now he backed. We get this. Okay. Now once again, where are we going?
Berry bush and take drag.
Okay. Which is fair, but I mean, how are you gonna take drag right now? With 150 mana.
Zach's going up. I'm just here to poke.
With your autos? With 67 AD?
Hey, it does a lot more than you think it does sometimes.
You understand what I'm saying though, right? You know?
Yeah.
You could just ult this wave, cut it. Or, I mean, realistically, backing and getting tier would have been great because then you would have come back in time for the cannon wave and you would have had full mana. But we're talking about the current situation. Current situation, you could ult this wave, cut the damage, then just run. Zed doesn't have enough damage to kill you right now. And then Zed's stuck under tower unless he wants to give up a whole cannon wave and go to drag. But if he gives up a whole cannon wave, he traded 200 gold for 300 gold, and that's if he kills Zac. Which he probably won't, because Zac will just E out. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So let's just play this out. Zac didn't even do drag, right?
Yeah.
So
I was really confused about.
Yeah. So the thing that's happening right now, right? You're now sitting on 900 gold. And the reason why you're sitting on 900 gold is because we had around 2 to 3 opportunities to set up our resets.
Mm-hmm.
And the way that we set up our resets in mid is, with Anivia especially, is always going to be to just burn the wave and shove it, and then just back immediately and run back to lane, right? Yeah. It's your 1, 2, 3 sequence. Now, when we don't do this, we end up in these awkward situations where now we're sitting on gold and resources, and technically Zed has outscaled us right now, and it's not because he's played better, it's because he's backed 3 times.
Okay.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So we've lost our advantage and our ability to manipulate the wave because we stayed out on the map too long, right? Because we started doing things unrelated to the wave.
Okay.
So keep that in mind, right? The reason that we're manipulating waves, it's not just to pin down a Zed to tower. It's not just to get vision. It's to keep our power curve in the game going up, right? Because every time you can have all the gold in the world, but realistically your power curve in League of Legends looks more like this. It's like, all right, I backed, and here I am. And then I backed, and then here I am. And then I backed, and here I am, right? Without these resets, you stagnate here exactly where you were at 4 minutes, and Zed is up here, right? Even though he's died, right? Because he got the resets in. Making sense?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Awesome. Okay, so I think that's something that we probably want to look at. Future is probably something we need to think about is our roams, right? Because now, look at how hard this lane is for you right now, and you have a level lead.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's just, you spent too much time thinking about helping the team and not helping yourself. Now, I think that that's something that we'll just kind of leave up here and just say resets. Because I think we're doing a lot better at trading. I think we're doing a lot better at CSing. I'm going to leave CSing up here. It definitely can get better. We're still missing last hits and stuff. But we're just going to kind of run this through. And I want to see what else takes place. Alright. You got his Ignite out. Why are we pushing up here? Like...
Hey, if you were seeing what he said in chat, you would probably do the same.
I think you should turn off chat if it's making you make decisions like that.
Oh, he was mad. You should have seen.
Because that might be the other thing that's happening here. You're so focused on making this guy mad that you've actually cut your power scaling, right?
Yeah.
You're so focused on being annoying that you're sitting here instead of here, and what would be more annoying is if you were up here and you were solo killing him, right?
Yeah.
I always think that chat is the worst thing in League, because even if you don't think it's distracting you, you're reading something over here while the game is happening over here, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is great. If you don't reset here, I'm gonna be really bummed. Please tell me you just back. Okay, good. Okay, good. You finally get off the map. Spend our gold, we get Rod. Now, look at this! Rod at 11 minutes. That's awesome. Now, realistically, I think you still could have gotten Rod at 11 minutes and had Boots and probably Tier earlier had we not missed like the 20 minions from those short little skirmishes and cleaned up like maybe a few more last hits. But this is a lot better already. I like it. All right. Yeah, now we have an advantage. Exactly what we talked about you just did there. Did you see how you executed that trade?
Mm-hmm.
Started with R, then Q, then secured with, you know, E and wall.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I want to see how we fight this out. Okay, why'd we turn our R off here?
The Violet's going the other way. It's a whole.
Okay. See, I would have kept it on and just stood in it waiting for him to come back, but it's fine. It works out. That's good. All right, what do we do here with this wave?
Shove it.
So you should immediately R and Q this once it gets in position. So let's see if that happens. I still think we drop R. Who's TPing right now?
Fiora.
What is Fiora gonna do to you if there's no wave?
Kill me.
Well, hold on. Fiora's gonna TP, right? If you burn this wave, what is Fiora's multiple choice quiz?
Cannon.
Cannon or what?
Kill.
Kill, exactly, right? Right now, because you didn't burn the wave, what is it?
Kill.
It's just kill, right? You didn't make the game hard. So, even if she TPs here, I think you're playing too scared because you have flash, right?
Mm-hmm.
Even if Fiora has flash, she's not gonna. I mean, there's no way if you flash immediately, even if she has flash, she cannot run you under tower with Zac right here. And if Zac doesn't respond, I guess everybody's just bad. But, like, it'd be crazy. Now, we put it down after, but what did we do? We didn't save our Q. We held our ult too long. And because we didn't save our Q, right? We died. Because a really fun thing that you can do with Fiora, right? So let's go back a little bit here. Okay. Why'd you reactivate your Q?
Because I thought it was somebody else. But normally, there's a time, a split-second thing, you can just stun him right there.
But why would we think it's anybody else when no one on this team has TP?
Instincts, I guess we'll probably put it that way.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of mid laners do take TP. But, you know.
That's just, or the support.
Yeah.
Like, I've seen most Shens just take TP.
Yeah, could be.
Instead of taking... Why did he take Ignite?
Kind of weird, not gonna lie. But either way, right? I still think that the main thing to talk about here is just holding the Q. I don't think you have to throw it out right away. You've got your ult down already. They're slowed. So save your action economy. Because if you blow all of your action economy, right, you just end up dead. There's nothing else you can do. Now, the main problem here being, though, is that we didn't burn the wave right away, right? Now, it's just unfortunate. It happens, right? You die. People make mistakes. No big deal. Zac covers for you here, which is really nice. You get back. Alright. Alright. So, I want to talk about this briefly. Okay. So, what we do here is we turn off our ult again. This is an important, like, Anivia specific thing. It's similar to Cassiopeia and some other mages. Victor's another one. So right now, Zed is a melee champion, right? Which means he has to stand on you to do damage once his abilities are used, right?
Yeah.
You have a zone of control where you guarantee he cannot get on you. And then what happens is, right, He throws out all his Qs. All he has left is his E, and if he uses his E, it's not going to kill you. And he has the ability to go back on his shadow. You take down your zone of control, and now you're free, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now he just walks in. Because you let him. You know?
Yeah.
Now, luckily, you get out here. But the truth is if you keep that up and you just run around with him in there, I think you probably would have killed him. It's just a habit that I'm seeing with you right now is you'll drop your ult, and I'm not sure if it's you're just hitting the ability again in panic, or if it's intentional. If it's an intentional thing, that's okay. We want to break that habit.
Okay.
Because Anivia's entire thing with her ult is like worst case scenario. If you put it in a bad place, you can always stand in it, and it at least gives you this little bubble of protection, right?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, we're leading with ult. That's good. Okay, here we're giving up minions for... Right? We're just giving up free gold for auto attacks or something. I don't know what that was, right? It's okay, right? I think a lot of what we're seeing in this game is the fact that you knew this guy was tilting, so you were trying to just be a jerk. Which is okay. I don't hate it. Now this is what I like. You burned the wave, and now you're going to check and ward, right? And now, what I want to see is I want to see you go back to mid. I want to see you burn the wave again. This is incredibly disrespectful. You just saw two people right here.
Mm-hmm.
You have no flash. You have no backup because your team is nowhere near you, and you walked right by this wall.
Mm-hmm.
If this was not bronze, oh boy, you'd be in trouble. But it is, and it's okay. But it's just something that I want to point out. You know, you still want to be respectful even when other people are being bad, right? Because by playing controlled and respectful, you will become better. Now, something that we can talk about right there is you used your Q again, right?
Mm-hmm.
You don't need to use your Q on that wave. You need to save it.
Okay.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Just let your ult do the work, save the Q in case Zed gets trigger happy, right? Because maybe what happens is you throw your ult down here, and then you use your Q, and then Zed W's in, flashes, and ults on you, and now you have nothing to defend yourself, right? And you just did it again. And we didn't use our E on the cannon. Okay, so we're at a 15 minutes, so I'm just going to pause it right here. Overall, doing much better in CS than we were in the last game, so I'm really happy with that. 3-1, great. Early rod, great. Early tier, great, right? Improvement. Every time we look at stuff, it's never going to be about being perfect, because nobody's perfect, right? It's just about incremental gains. If you had to pick 3 things from this VOD review based on kind of what we discussed previously and this session, what are the things that you think stand out to you?
Positioning.
Okay.
A lot.
So we'll say positioning.
Vision. Entirely.
Vision. Okay.
Well, early game vision. That's probably.
Okay, that's fine. We'll just put a little E here or whatever.
And it's probably still CSing.
CSing. Okay. So here's what I would say. I think it's good, right? You want to identify stuff for yourself. You're the one who's becoming a better player, so you want to use your own eyes to do it. So I would say CSing for sure. I would put that right here. Number 1, I am going to say wave management. And slash resets. And then I would say vision, right? Because vision is a result of these, right? Without these, you're not gonna go ward anything.
Yeah.
Your positioning is fine. I think you're actually positioning very well. I think you should give yourself some credit for that. And honestly, even if the vision wasn't the third thing, what I would say is more important than the vision is, I would say, ability management. And by that I mean, right, using only your alt on the waves, holding your Q, holding your E, right? If you're gonna shove, shoving immediately, right?
Yeah.
All of those things. Because I can tell you right now, I really, really like what we're seeing here. It's very foundational, it's very clean. But I do think overall, you know, based on, excuse me, like these
That's right.
15 minutes,
Uh-huh.
if you had 2 more resets, 3 more waves that you caught with proper wave management, and you were using your R to CS on those 3 more waves, and then we had the ability control, and we saved our Q against the Z here, and we used our ult against the Z here, and we also saved our Q against that Fiora, you would probably be 4-0, and I would argue you would probably have 25 to 30 more CS.
Okay.
And probably a substantial amount more of tower damage done here as well from crashing those waves.
Alright.
So I know it sounds really nitpicky to say like, oh, these itty bitty little things, but it really is those itty bitty little things that once they're like mastered, and no one's ever perfect, right? But once you've really, really got those down, that are gonna make players like this just absolutely implode.
Okay.
Because you're already doing it. You're already getting these advantages by playing smart and controlled. We just want to maximize that, right?
Uh-huh.
There are certain things that I see you doing that, like, I think you've picked up from kind of the narratives that surround mid lane that aren't really champion specific for Anivia. It's like a lot of what you're thinking is like, well, I have priority, so I'm going to roam. And it's like, you're Anivia. You don't roam. Just stay mid. Throw a ward down here, throw a ward down here, shove a wave into tower, and then if the wave is right here and your jungler's over there, like, yeah, walk over and hover, right? But if I'm Anivia, and my jungler's doing grubs here,
Yeah.
to be perfectly honest, I'm probably standing here. I might throw my ult over here, and then I'm holding all of my abilities, and I'm just covering this angle with my wall and my Q and my E, and I'm just running goalie. I'm running protection, right? Same thing as if I'm at Dragon, right? Right? Just gonna throw my ult in here, and then, or realistically, you throw your ult like right here, and then you just hold your Q and your E, and your Dragon can take all the time in the world because the enemy can't get in anyways, right?
Yeah.
So it's good. I think there's just those itty bitty little things. But those are the 3 things that I want to see next time. I'm gonna say the CS, the resets and wave management, and then the ability control. We'll just call it AC. That's pretty much it for this, based on like what I'm seeing here. I do like what I'm seeing. I do think that you're improving. Does it feel like you're improving? It matters how you feel about this.
Yeah, but kind of like, yeah, just like slowly and at a decent pace.